What's up everyone, I'm IAMOBG for TastingSkills.com. Welcome back to another video. Alright, so today we're talking about Eagle Rare and we're going to cover all three Eagle Rare that they make. But first, a little history about this Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. This brand originally came out in 1975 and the inventor of this brand was Charles L. Beam, that was the master distiller at Seagram's. And if you don't know what Seagram's is, I put a link below so you can go and see it. It was really the powerhouse for making spirits through the 50s, 60s, and onto the 70s. So it's always good to know a little bit of the history. Now, let's take a closer look at the three different types of Eagle Rare that they make. We'll cover the technicals and then we'll get to the tasting notes. Let's start, of course, with the one that I'm holding in my hand, the one that's readily available everywhere. The Eagle Rare is 10-year-old Kentucky straight bourbon. The mash bill on this is mostly corn, and this enters the barrel at 125 proof, and this barrel is charred at a level 4 for a minimum of 10 years. Now, this is readily available everywhere, and it retails for $50. Then we have the Eagle Rare 17-year-old. This is part of the antique collection, and the difference is that this is an annual vintage release, and this retails easily between $700 to $2,000 for new releases, but if we take old vintages, the sky's the limit. And then finally, we have the Double Eagle Very Rare 20-year-old. Now, this is the hardest one to find and the most expensive out of all of them, since not a lot of bottles have been released, and it is very hard to find. This will retail between $15,000 to $30,000. Yes, I know, it's pure insanity when we talk about it, but they're really trying to push to compete at the high-end market, and there's just not a lot out there, and there's so many fans of Eagle Rare out there. All right, let's talk a little bit about the packaging. I mean, classic silkscreen at the front, label at the back, a little bit of the history of freedom and whatnot. I'm not a huge fan of silkscreen. This packaging is good. They're using the same bottles that they use for the 17-year-old or pretty much the antique collection or George T's tag. So they're staying within the realm of what they're doing. But this retails for $50. So this is really accessible, and especially for a 10-year-old Kentucky straight bourbon here. This is mostly corn, so it's not going to be big over the top. It's going to be sweet and subtle, since usually these big corn whiskeys, that's what they taste like. All right, now let's get to the tasting note. But before that, do you want to taste like a pro? Head over to TastingSkills.com, put your name and email into the magical yellow box, and I will send you my free 17-page guide to the fundamentals of tasting. But not only that, if you would like to get a sober hat or a nice, sexy, sober t-shirt, when you're at TastingSkills.com in the shop and you're ready to check out with those items, just put the code IAMOBG and shipping will be free. All right, now let's get into this 10-year-old Eagle Rare. On the collar, we get this deep gold of 24 carats. On the nose, it's delicate and not overpowering. You do get some of the oak, the charred notes with some very light oranges, caramel, some honey, but this is light in style. Like I said, it's mostly corn. On the mouthfeel, you get these layers of charred oak that turn into the spicy wood tannins that are, once again, subtle and delicate. You get some dried fruit on here, and the acidity drives that into this medium to long finish. Now, this is just a classic. I mean, this has been around since '75. This is just the true corn heavy bourbon Kentucky straight whiskey that you should try. This is an absolute buy. This isn't a collector's item. I mean, it's readily available pretty much everywhere, so it's not something, to freak out about. If you can find the antique 17-year-old Eagle Rare, please don't open it. That bottle is worth its weight in gold. Now, I cannot put that enough. You need to put it away and forget about it. Eagle 17 is just so hard to get, and if you're trying to become a collector and have a real collection, that is part of the antique collection. This is an absolute delight to drink, and I absolutely recommend it. So you should go out there and find a bottle for yourself and try it. All right, that's gonna do it for me. I'm IAMOBG for TastingSkills.com. Please remember to smash that like button and go down there and subscribe, and don't forget to ring the bell. Otherwise, my friend, please remember, stay sober. Peace.